Hey guys, it's Danibelle. We are on day 23 on our island of Everbell. Yay! How are you guys doing today? Yeah, so I'm thinking I want to do a build today. Thinking that I want to move Mint. She's the snooty type squirrel that we found island hopping a few days back, and yeah, I'm thinking I want to build her a treehouse. I think it would be really cool. That seems to be something that's been trending a lot in the Animal Crossing community, so I'd like to give it a try. Oh, look at Raymond. He's doing a little fishing this morning. How ironic. A little business cat doing some fishing. So cute. So this is the area where I was thinking we could do our treehouse. We're definitely going to need to move Mint's house, but before I do that, we're going to have to do an incline, I think, because I don't want to have to use a ladder every time I go up here, and I would definitely want to make sure that Mint has a way to get up and down. So I'm going to go ahead and get the island designer started. We'll do some terraforming, and then we will work on getting an incline set, moving Mint's house, and then yeah, get on with our build. So I'm really excited. So yeah, let's get going. I'll probably speed this up here in a second just to try to make this go a little bit faster, just to not bore everyone. So here we go. Yeah, so I'm thinking, I know that for a lot of the treehouse builds I've seen, you definitely need it to be, to look cute, at least on the next level up. I've seen some really amazing builds where people have even went to the third level, but I'm trying to use my incline sparingly because the last time we did the huge big build right behind resident services where Raymond is living by the lighthouse, yeah, that took 2 inclines to do that, and I don't want to burn through those as quick as I have in the past with other islands, because I don't want to limit myself as we go, because there's definitely a few other builds that I want to consider that I'm sure will probably need an incline. So let's go ahead and purchase a log staircase, and we will pop back over to the build site and place that. Okay, so I'm kind of realizing in this moment that I had moved Piper's house. So I'm probably going to have to jump forward a day once we get going, which will work out fine because I want to place this incline, and then we'll need to move again just to try to get Mint's house moved, because I do think it's a little bit easier sometimes. I feel like some builds you can do definitely without having to have the villager's house there if you're incorporating it. If you mark it out with some pathing or something just to kind of mark it out, it still gives you a pretty good idea, but sometimes I like to have the house there first. So we're gonna go ahead and save. We're in the next day now. We're gonna run back over to our build area. Hey, Bo seems to be enjoying his ranger station, so that's cool. We're gonna cut through here. Yay, look at our inclines here, so that's great. So it's easy up and down. I'm thinking I want to put Mint's house somewhere in the back there. So once we do a little more terraforming and shaping of this cliff and just start like putting down some pathing and placing items, then we'll go ahead and move her house. Oh, I hate when the waterfalls are in the way. I don't know. I don't want to demolish that waterfall, but I'm definitely gonna have to do something with this. I guess I'm sort of feeling like I've been trying really hard on this island to keep the rivers natural. I liked the look of them when I chose this island in the very beginning, but there are some things I think I'm gonna have to shape and move a little bit, because some of the other builds I'm looking to do, yeah, there's not gonna be the right space. So we're gonna have to do some water shifting at some point. For now, I'm putting down this really cute wooden plank custom design that I found on the portal. It's really great. I'm thinking it's going to be fairly versatile, because even though I'm just looking for a straight path for this particular build, this custom design has a couple of sideways or angled planks, which I'm particularly excited about, because it means that I can sort of meander the path without struggling to really place it. It's usually pretty hard to do that with any of the custom paths that have boards that are straight. So I was really excited that that particular one has like an angled, curved piece, I guess. Hey, Marty. He's so cute. Yeah, so I'm going to use this for this build. I may or may not change it later, but I wanted something with wooden planks, and I'm trying out this custom code, so we'll see. It might work out really well. So I'll be sure to put that information in the description for you if it's something you're interested in, if you've been looking for a versatile type of wooden plank path that you can use with a curved piece. So I'm just grabbing some supplies. I decided that I was really getting tired of having to run back and forth to customize things and build things. So I decided to craft another one of those simple DIY workbenches. Yeah, so that's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna place it back here just for the sake of not having to run back and forth to town or to the house. So got a lot of the items for this build sitting down here. I do like to do that when I do my builds. It makes it a little easier just so I don't have to run back and forth since we're pretty far away from the house. And I'm not sure I'm going to use all of these items, but hopefully you'll get a pretty good gist of some of the items that we're going to be using for the build as we go. I'm sort of trying to customize everything to be either any of the log furniture I want to be like the birch white color. I've got a ton of these loft beds, and I ordered them all in the white, so I think it's going to work out pretty well. I've seen a lot of cute builds with the wooden, like natural colored bunk beds, and I love them, but I think the white is going to coordinate better with Mint's house because her house is sort of like a mint, teal, green, and white, and tan, so I decided to go with that. And I'm just customizing the bedding on these loft beds with a custom design pattern that I really liked. It's sort of like a Foursquare quilt pattern. I think it's called Quilt, actually. So again, I will link that information in the description for you if you are looking for something like that that you might want to use or try it out. So yeah, just placing down some little clover patterns here. Wanted to just give this area a little bit of extra pop or fill it in a little bit so that once we start placing our items, it just, I don't know, I think putting down even something fairly simple like this little clover patch pattern, it just sort of adds a lot to the build once you start placing items down. And yeah, sometimes I tend to put all the items down to organize and stage everything first, but in this case, I think there's going to be so many items that I don't want to have to like pick up and move everything later. So trying to, I guess, be a little bit more purposeful in this build of putting things down or putting path down before I start placing all these items. So I'm just placing some of these loft beds down. I really like this idea. I've seen treehouse builds done also with either some of the extra long log sofas. I've seen it done with some of the swinging benches peeking up over the top of the cliff, just to sort of create like a railing effect or something that makes it look like it's up higher and enclosed from the rest of the area. So I'm just basically trying to shape this. I want to be able to get to the cliff easily. We might have to fill this in with some extra items. I don't want it to be empty, but I definitely want to make sure that I have enough squares to put trees and fill in the loft beds. Yeah, just so it's shaped how I want it to. And I don't know, I try to make things symmetrical. I feel like I have like a crafty brain, which means that usually I tend to be more whimsical and it doesn't always bother me as much as maybe some people do if things aren't symmetrical, but I do think it's pleasing to the eye, so I'm going to try as best I can in this build to be a little bit more purposeful with making things symmetrical. So I've got some trees that I'm working with here just to kind of see where I want them. I'll probably end up moving things around a little bit more too, just because it is hard to place items when there's trees blocking the way. It makes it a little bit difficult, I find, to be able to see when you're placing things, especially small items when you're placing them on top of things. So just kind of getting an idea of where these trees are going to go. I ended up just digging them up from over by Nook's Cranny because I do prefer to work with the full-grown trees versus planting saplings. Saplings are great if you are looking to, you know, do a build with maybe like a stunted tree or something like that. I'm thinking I want to do maybe a perspective of some kind over behind the giant lake using stunted trees. And for anyone who has not tried that before, it's really fun. It's a great way to have trees on your island that are different sizes, and basically what you do is just plant your tree as a sapling and then wait. Usually it takes 5 days for a tree to be full grown, and once it gets to whatever day stage that you want to stunt the tree, you just take a piece of fruit like a peach or a cherry or an apple or whatever. As long as it's a fruit, you plant it directly in the square next to. I like to put it behind just because the tree itself will hide the sapling, the fruit sapling. But you're just gonna place you plant a fruit behind it, and that will stunt the tree. And then the next day it will stay at whatever stage you planted the fruit behind it. So Yeah, just an impromptu tutorial, a verbal tutorial on that. We'll probably go over that again for anyone who is new or interested and hasn't tried it before, if we do a later build using those. But I kind of considered that for this build just because doing a treehouse, I wasn't sure how tall these loft beds were going to look next to a tree, but I can see that with these full-size trees, I think using a stunted tree is going to be too short. So yeah, so we're gonna go back up here. I went ahead and went forward. Yay, we moved Mint's house. Let's go in and say hi because she is home right now. Oh, she's so cute. And I love that her house is like that mint and brown on the inside, which coordinates with our custom design on our loft beds and things like that. So I'm pretty excited about that. So now that we have our house in place, I think it's gonna be a little bit easier to continue our build and get everything how we want it organized. I'm just sort of playing around with these bunk beds, or loft beds, I should say. The bunk beds in this game are a different item. They're like a metal, I don't know, they almost sort of look like prison bunks to me, the metal ones. So I went ahead and went with the wooden, which is called a loft bed or a loft bunk, not just the traditional bunk. So I'm just placing this rattan table and the extra long sofa that I've customized, and we're just putting some plants around. I've got this cute little Yule log cake from the holiday season last year at the end of 2020, and I love the item and I didn't want it to go to waste, and I just thought, well, trees, logs, it's kind of cute, so I customized it into this sort of like cream color that coordinates with Mint's house, so I think it'll turn out pretty cute. Other things I'm placing down, I've got this large mushroom platform from the Mario items, and I really love this because you can actually put things on top of it, which is really cool. It's a unique sized item as far as height goes, and so I feel like it gives a really nice height differentiation when you're doing builds. So yeah, so I thought that would be fun to include. I've also put some of these Bounty's lights behind me, these lamps, and I've customized them to be white, so I just thought it was cute. It sort of looked like something that would be growing in a tree. So now some of these pro designs. So I'm loving this new thing in Animal Crossing, or fairly new, where you can have these pro design items that you can place as standees. I've seen so many super cool things with those, so I'll be sure to link these descriptions again, or these custom codes in the description. But yeah, this one right here that I have in the front is like this cute little ladder, and I thought it would be perfect because it looks like the side of a cliff. I thought it would be great for this treehouse build. Just sort of placing some of these log stakes for now. Again, I'm trying to do all the wood stuff in either white or this birch color so it sort of coordinates. So I'm placing some of these log stakes just to sort of, again, create a vision of having like a little fence or railing, I guess is maybe a better word for it. So yeah, just placing some of these down. And then of course we're gonna have to demolish these little cliffs that I created so we could climb up and place those. Get rid of those. And then I also found this really cute tree design. This is a pro design as well, and I liked it because again it looks a lot like the side of the cliff, and it's got this foliage which is really nice. I sort of thought it gave the illusion of like tree boughs or branches or something, just to sort of edge out this bottom part of the tree house to again give it the illusion that it is up high, up into the trees. So yeah, this one wanted to be really difficult for me, so watch me struggle, world. I don't know what it is about these. You have to be at just the right angle when you're placing these standees to make sure you can like turn them the right way so they're facing. I don't know, it was giving me a hard time today. So anyways, I'm just sort of shaping these waterways. I want it to look natural, not so blocky, I guess. And then this little river was actually attached to the other side of this lake, but when we did our giant log bridge like build over here to the right of me in a previous video, I had to cut off the river, and I'm struggling to kind of figure out what shape I want to make it. I don't want it to look super obvious that it ends there, but I definitely don't want to demolish my log bridge, so I'm just gonna have to reshape that a little bit. I want there to be plenty of room to walk through here, so maybe I'll have to just disguise it behind that pine tree right there and just sort of, there we go, that looks a little bit better. We'll just sort of curve it and make it look natural so it doesn't look so blocked out. But yeah, so I'm gonna place more things. I've got this cute Another one of these long sofas. I'm trying to create symmetry here, guys. I'm pushing myself today. And this cute little futon that looks like a sleeping bag. And I love these because unlike the regular sleeping bags, you can customize them. So I like that I could sort of coordinate it with the build today with the custom path we've been using, or the custom code we've been using. So yeah, just kind of adding a few little touches here and there, like some green leaf piles. I love the green leaf piles because you can walk over them, and then it also gives movement, you know, as you're walking through. It's got that little animation of the leaves kicking up, so I really like that. I've got this mush partition. I just am trying to fill in that corner by the waterfalls that we had to create to sort of make the build work. And I'm just grabbing a few other little things. I had initially thought of putting simple panels in the front where we use the Pro Designs right here, but I decided they were going to be too tall, so we scrapped that and decided to go with the Pro Designs. The other thing I'm doing is taking some of these Festivale garlands and I'm pushing them up here on either side of the staircase just to kind of give a little bit of like a railing look to it, and they have the cute little lights, so I'm pretty confident they're gonna look adorable at night too, so really excited about that. And then I've got some of these wild log benches in the birch color too that I'm just sort of trying to give a little bit of balance and a seating spot in front of the build itself. So getting a few little mums. Mums are the natural flower on Everbelle, so I'm trying to use them as much as I can in the builds. I'm sure eventually I might take the time to propagate some other flowers in different colors besides just the mums, but I don't know, I love the mum hybrids, so I've decided to keep going with those for now. So yeah, what do you guys think? I think this turned out pretty cute. Like, I'm pretty pleased with it. I might change the pathing underneath with the planks that I used, but other than that, I'm really happy with it. What do you guys think? Have you guys done your own treehouse on your island? I'm curious to know. If you have, let me know how it turned out, what colors can be used. Yeah, I'd love to hear all about it. So just on a side note, I am taking anyone that is looking to have maybe their island dream tour featured on the channel. Let me know. I have a link in the description. If you're interested, fill out the form, please, send it through, and I'll consider visiting your island on the channel to have it featured. I'd love to see what you guys are doing. I'd love to, absolutely. So yeah, one more look here at this build. I think it looks pretty cute. We might add a couple of little trees on the outside, but yeah, I think it's perfect for mint, perfect to have a squirrel living in a tree house. Yay! It's like the perfect little hideaway. I don't know, I just picture someone hanging out, like having a snack, having a little secret club meeting up here. I think it's gonna be cute. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you're enjoying this series of videos for Everbelle. Thank you so much. Wishing you all an amazing day. Take care, and we'll see you in the next one.